After that, yung susunod na final was the impeachment against the Vice President. With the same vigor that I defended the President no sa impeachment complaint, tinignan ko rin yung complaint and I said, as a lawyer, it was also not sufficient in substance. Kaya nga ako, I appeal to everyone doon sa Justice Committee kung ano yung naging batayan natin, the standard we used in saying that the impeachment complaint against the President was not sufficient. Dapat ganun din yung gagamitin nating batayan when we address this particular issue. Nung nagkabutuhan, well, so I defended my position. One of the grounds used was nung a video was presented, and dun sa video, si Vice President was saying na na-imagine niyang pinugutan niya ng ulo si Presidente. And the argument was, it was an impeachable offense, yung pag-iisip na gano'n. And sabi ko, something that imagine, if there is no overt act, it is neither criminal nor impeachable. Tapos nagbigay ako ng halimbawa. In fact, nabash ako doon sa halimbawa ko ngayon. Sumikat ako sa buong Pilipinas dahil sa example na binigay ko. But the analogy was made to point out that something that you are imagining without any overt act is not criminal. Today's celebration is not only a commemoration of the long history of Ramon Magsaysay. It is also a celebration of the people who make that history meaningful, both the teachers and the students. Napakagandang pakinggan kanina, the accomplishments, as I mentioned, ng mga estudyante, ng ating mga teachers, alumni helping out. Although there are bigger challenges that we have to face. And the challenges are a reality. Ang tema sa pagkikilala, ito, yung search for most outstanding teacher, ay isang napakahalagang paalala na ang tunay na lakas ng ating sistema ng edukasyon ay nakasalalay sa dedikasyon, kakayahan, at malasakit ng ating mga guro. Ang isang mahusay na guro ay hindi lamang nagtuturo ng aralin, siya ay humuhubog sa pangarap, nagbubukas ng oportunidad, at nagbibigay gabay sa kabataan sa kanilang paglalakbay tungo sa mas maliwanag na kinabukasan. However, gaya ng sinabi ko, there are so many challenges we are facing now. Naalala ko nung kinikwento sa akin ni Secretary Angelo Reyes, yung public school system natin. That was the time that our ranking in Asia was still very high. But slowly, naging pababa tayo ng pababa. Lagi ko nga sinasabi, it's not the fault of the teachers because we have dedicated teachers. It's also the fault of government in general because the support needed na kailangan ibigay sa ating mga paaralan, sa ating mga kaguruan, hindi dumadating Pero nakikita ko naman kung gaano yung pagpupursige ng mga principal natin. We have some principals who have approached me about yung kanilang dynamic learning system. It's an innovative way of teaching yung mga student natin. Kasi hanggang ngayon, yung method of teaching methodology natin are almost the same since a long, long time ago. But there are a lot of innovations and natutuwa ako that this comes from our principals, this comes from our teacher, and pag kinuwento nila sa akin, makikita mo na talagang tuwang-tuwa sila dahil nakikita nila that it is effective. Which is what we need to do. Now, balik ako sa gobyerno. Like you, like most of the teachers, I'm also frustrated. Alam nyo, uh, being in Congress, you see what is happening, and kanina magkausap kami ni Mr. Magsaysay. Sabi ko nga sa kanya, tinanong niya what party I belong to. Sabi ko NPC, which was my National People's Coalition, which was my party before. So sabi niya, so is the NPC aligned with the majority, the administration? Sabi ko, yes, it is. But ako nasa minority ako. Nagpaalam ako that I will go to the minority. Sabi niya, hindi ba mahirap yon? Kasi pag nasa minority ka, bawas yung pondo mo, bawas yung mga perks of the offices. Sabi ko, oo, bawas talaga lahat. But I would rather, but I want to keep my voice. Gusto ko magkaroon ako ng pagkakataon to call out government when government is doing wrong. I'm not anti-government. I want accountability in our government. I want to call out pagka may maling ginagawa. Because if no one calls out kung may maling ginagawa, then walang mangyayari sa bansa natin. Alam nyo, napakahirap mapunta sa minorya. Napakahirap na it would be more convenient for me to be with the majority and enjoy all the perks of being with the majority. But if I do that, that will be a disservice to everyone who voted for me, to everyone who expects me to be their voice in Congress and to call out what is wrong with the government. Nung nagkaroon kami ng a few weeks ago, there was nagkaroon ng botohan sa Congress. There were 2 impeachment complaints filed, one against the President, the Vice President. Nung final yung sa Pangulo, binasa ko yon at sinabi ko, nung hiniring sa Committee on Justice, sabi ko, it was not sufficient in substance. So, I argued that it was not sufficient in substance, and nung nagkabotohan, I voted against impeaching the President. I don't believe in impeaching the President, especially kung 2 taon na lang ang natitira. Mas magiging magulo yung bansa natin. It will not be productive. After that, yung susunod na final was the impeachment against the Vice President. With the same vigor that I defended the President no sa impeachment complaint, tinignan ko rin yung complaint, and I said, as a lawyer, it was also not sufficient in substance. Kaya nga ako, I appeal to everyone doon sa Justice Committee, kung ano yung naging batayan natin, the standard we used in saying that the impeachment complaint against the President was not sufficient. Dapat ganun din yung gagamitin nating batayan when we address this particular issue. Nung nagkabutuhan, so I defended my position. One of the grounds used was nung a video was presented, and dun sa video, si Vice President was saying na na-imagine niyang pinugutan niya ng ulo si Presidente. And the argument was, it was an impeachable offense, yung pag-iisip na gano'n. And sabi ko, something that imagine, if there is no overt act, it is neither criminal nor impeachable. Tapos nagbigay ako ng halimbawa. In fact, nabash ako doon sa halimbawa ko ngayon. Sumikat ako sa buong Pilipinas dahil sa example na binigay ko. But the analogy was made to point out that something that you are imagining without any overt act is not criminal. But of course, nung tinanong nga ako, sabi ko, well, nasabi ko yan, and it was an analogy. If people would say, take it against me, then wala akong magagawa. I will just have to suffer yung criticism from people. But it was not me as a person. Doon sa distrito ko, I started serving Quezon City since 1998. Palagay ko, alam ng mga tao dito that I'm neither bastos or disrespectful of women. But I have to do what I have to do. At kagaya ng sinabi ko, it's very difficult to be in the opposition because even the government will use the PR machinery to bash you. Lalo na ngayon, uso yung mga trolls na ginagamit. But when there is corruption in government, I also have to call it out. Dahil kung mapapansin nyo, palaki ng palaki. Because no one is held accountable. And ang nagsasuffer, it's the Filipino people who will suffer if we do not hold anyone accountable. At sabi ko nga, I will not let yung pagbawas ng pondo ko o pagtanggal ng mga what is for my office stop me from saying what I need to say because it will be a disservice to everyone who voted for me kung katahimik ako. Mas madaling tumahimik at umuo lang ng umuo. Mas madali rin magtaas ng kamay pagka sinabing taas nyo yung kamay. Mas madaling magsabi, palakpak kayo, pagka sinabing palakpak. But, then, para saan pa ako nasa Kongreso? Kung magiging sunod-sunuran lang ako, kung tatahimik lang ako, magiging bulag, pipi at bingi sa nangyayari. And I will continue to fight for what our district needs. When I was elected, the first thing I did was to, tama-tama yon October, kasi budget preparation, I tried to prepare the budget of our district. As we all know, around 1.4 trillion pesos was lost on corruption. The President himself mentioned it during his State of the Nation address sa SONA, kung saan sinabi niya, doon sa mga members ng Kongreso, mahiya naman kayo. So yan hindi na naman sorpresa para sa mga tao because it's the President that called it out. The sad thing was, di ba tinayo yung ICI and there were 3 good peoples na kasama doon. I think Justice Reyes, si Babe Singson, and another one, yung accountant from SGB. After 1 month, nag-resign si Babe Singson. Sumunod sa kanya yung accountant. Ngayon, isa na lang and mag-iisang taon na wala pa rin nakukulong, wala pa rin accountable. Nabuwag na yung ICI. Nasabi, tapos na raw yung mandate nila. But nothing has happened. Kaya, yun yung nakakalungkot.